All right, here we go. We got Tommy online. Here he is. Check the thread. Where are you? Hmm. All right, here we go. Okay, so where were we? Um, oh, I set up down here, and we're going on the chain. So I figured, got to put the server on the chain. Um, wait. So yeah, okay. So yeah, server's on the chain, and I found my Ubuntu, trusty Ubuntu 12.04 USB stick. It was plugged into the server. All right, so um, let's see. We don't need these. We decided that we basically we trust these verifiable credentials folks, and then I just saw Daniel tweeting about it too, so must be must be trustworthy. Um, okay, so we are going to, and let me maybe, can I, let's see, Noah could comment. Let me drop a link to the Discord in the chat if anybody wants to chat. Um, where did the Discord go? Create invite, expire after, never. Okay, invite link, let's make sure it is. Okay, but we don't have like roles on this server, I don't think. Okay. Okay. Do I have my sound on? I do not. Okay. Now if anybody joins, I will know. Okay. So where were we? This took me a long time to set this whole this whole setup up down here. I hadn't set up down here yet. Okay. So we decided that we were going to, or there was the potential to encode our system context or our manifest or our data flow within the claims of the verifiable credential. Um, we then decided that we really ought to get something working here before we went on and tried to actually do that encoding. Um, so we're gonna go find let's see, the DID, what was, oh yeah, no, this is the one that we already found. We found, um, so we found this. Let's see, can we make this full screen? Should we have to reload this? Okay, it just looks like that. Okay, fine. So we found this thing that basically lists, a bunch of things that implement the verifiable credential spec and which parts that they implement. And this, allows communities to test interoperabilities between specs. So um, credential status. So we checked out two of these. We looked at open attestation, which we thought could be used for this review system type thing. Then we also looked at this vc.js. Um, and I can't remember what we decided there. I think we decided we liked it. Um, yeah, this was great. Yeah, this was great. We didn't. I didn't quite understand it at the time, though. Okay, so this library is JavaScript browser and browser inflection. Last report the following: signing, issuing, creating a verifiable presentation, verifying a standalone. Okay, so we don't care so much about verifying things at this point, just so much as getting it in and out of the data format. Um, but that's great if it does that. Let's see, it allows you, but the thing is, we're writing in Python right now, and well, to do the language compatibility stuff is on the roadmap. I'd like to do this first. Do they have any other? So this looks like a really good option, but we haven't looked at the rest of these to see if any of these are like, we could also just Google or DuckDuck. Oh, this should be DuckDuckGo. So we can Google. I like to put site github.com on there because it just gives you better results than actual GitHub. Oh, and we want Python. This is not ideal. There we go. Oh, Azure. Look at that. All right. Oh, yeah, that Daniel, he worked at Microsoft. Use case demos, Azure Cloud, or Aries Cloud, Hyperledger Aries Cloud Agent. Okay. Okay. So what kind of library does Azure use? So do they implement it themselves, or do they look to um, okay. So in this sample, we'll teach you to issue your first verify. So you'll use this card to prove to verify that you are a verified credential expert mastered in the art of digital credentialing. The sample uses a preview REST API. REST API we can use, which supports ID token hints to pass a payload. I'm just there's no it's the same amount of work. Okay, this is not. Let's see, where is AF.py? Okay, let's just look for some code. All right, so here we see our well-known. All right, and this is, I'm sure nobody's going to be able to read this in its current state. So confidential client application. Okay, so look at this. This looks like this might be where we want to go. So what is this thing? Import this looks Microsoft Authentication Library. authority, okay, so yeah, we want this. Um, see right away. You find the most popular implementation of like an interactive client, and then you grab the libraries that they're using. So client credentials, and what was it? So how did they use it? Confidential client application. Okay, so but what is this? Client credential. Okay, good enough. This looks all right. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh man, I really don't. Okay. So run this thing. Echo. And what does it do? Check if it is any U10. Okay, so this is the thing we're spinning up on. Oh, are they using this within Azure? Ah, oh, schnazzy. All right. Who wrote this? Oh, okay. You seem to know what you're doing. Um, yeah, okay. What else are you doing? This guy's probably doing good stuff. So then this, yeah, here's another thing. Here's another strategy. This guy, he obviously knows what he's doing. What else is he doing? Maybe he has some kind of, even more up-to-date thing that's even more helpful. It's all about, we're just doing like, graph. It's just like these graph search. Try to find the most up-to-date train of thought. That's more of the stuff in the discussions thread. And so we're sending out all these like parallel trains of thought, right? So we do have to do this in a sequential matter because we're humans, right? And we can only do one thing at a time. But with the way that we can build uh, uh, the I think it's really, I'm not even sure. I think it's the architecture. I think it's the architecture because there's the architecture and then there's the protocol. And yeah, I think it's almost like the general algorithm as well, which yeah, hmm, for the general parallel problem solving. So great. So they must be issuing. Let's go read the documentation now that we know what's going on. So welcome to issue your first credential. And you'll use this card to prove to a verifier that you are a verified credential expert, master in the art of digital credentialing. This sample uses a preview REST API which supports token API hints to pass payload to the verified full credential. Okay, let's jump through. So we read the code. It's kind of like, I guess I approach this kind of like, you're going to a class, right, in college, and you're like, you read the textbook, and then you read the docs, and then you read the textbook again, right? And the docs is the lecture, because that's if you get docs, then you're lucky. So, right, so about the sample, welcome to Azure. This sample will teach you to issue your first. Okay, important. Currently public preview version. Blah blah blah. Contents. Content is divided into two parts, one for issuance and one for verifying a verifiable credential. Depending on the scenario you need, you can remove one part. To verify your environment is completely working, you can use both parts to issue a verified credential expert VC and verify that as well. To verify if your environment is completely working, you can use both parts to issue. Okay, so basically, okay, I see. Interesting. Okay, so I'm curious to see how that works. That sounds like some sort of self-sign setup. All right, so the basic web page. All right, so let's go ahead and run this thing. Is it what, Flask? It's always Flask. Okay, and look at this. We're on Windows. Wow, for once that's a good thing. Wow, shocking. Things are really all over the place lately. All right, we need to clone this thing. So where are we at? WSL. Okay, I'm gonna make the font bigger because we're not into anything deep right now, and this is just, good stuff to have on the recording. Oh, that's pretty. All right, that's too big. It's still too big. I think 16. All right, sure. All right, so where are we? What are we doing? So we're going documents. What is this? Python, and then git clone. All right, so let's go grab this thing. Okay. All right, what do we got? README. It's the same thing we're looking at here. Okay, so we'll give it a little trees. This thing's probably out of date.